Hi everyone, my name's Kirsty and I'm an online English teacher for Wales English. Now, first things first, I just want to say that I know that these are incredibly stressful and difficult times for so many people for obvious reasons, and this video is not to diminish that in any way. It's just a little bit of an effort on my half to kind of raise the positivity level a few notches and share some kind of lovely heartwarming stories from our communities of teachers. Now, if you're an online teacher already, you'll know that this job can be a bit on the isolating side, even without these current circumstances. So the people that you work with are very important in terms of your experience of a company. So yeah, if you don't work for Wales English, I'll start by telling you that the online communities and the support staff for this company are without a doubt the best in the industry. I mean, I might be biased, but I am heavily involved in the big ESL groups on Facebook especially, and you probably know the ones. And the way that Wales English teachers have each other's backs on these kinds of groups is quite heartwarming and something I don't really see from other companies' teachers. So yeah, things like teachers defending each other, bigging each other up, and generally just being really nice to each other. The real love though is in the Facebook groups, which are really well developed and maintained at Wales English. And every week I am actually amazed at how willing teachers are to kind of help each other out and support each other just out of the kindness of their own hearts, with no strings attached, no payment involved. And a really good example of this is my own story of when I was just about to go on maternity leave, which was actually a little bit sad for me because I had no real life colleagues to say goodbye to. I had no leaving party or anything like that, which is always a little bit, it makes you feel a bit sad, but a load of them had secretly collected funds to send me for me to buy a maternity present, and I got this necklace which has mine, my husband's and my baby's name on it, and it's so special to me, and I'll treasure it forever, and I'll always think of the Wales teachers who bought it for me, clubbed together and bought it for me. I just think that's such an amazing, lovely thing to do. And another story of mine, which is actually my first experience with the company, was when I rocked up very anxious to my first interview and was just met with this wall of smiles from this lovely Canadian woman called Julie. So she now takes the company's webinars, but at the time she was one of the company's main interviewers. She was just so kind and welcoming, and even now she's just this incredible support to me. She sends me messages all the time, encouraging me in all the various things that I do for the company, and is just generally a lovely person, from all the way over in Canada. And she's worked for the company for years and years, and I really do think that's testament to how Wales employs and retains some of the best and most friendly teachers in the industry. So I don't want to make this all about me, so I've collected a few stories from other teachers to try and make it, a bit more well-rounded. So I hope you don't mind me sharing. So one of the most heartwarming stories was actually when a teacher, bless her heart, posted in one of the Facebook groups that she was struggling for money to get hold of a medical prescription before payday. And a very sweet teacher, I think her name was Penny, messaged a group of, some of the more vocal amongst us on one of the Facebook groups, and collected enough money for her prescription, not really knowing her or really knowing anything about her. And it was just the most genuinely sweet thing that I've ever seen, online. And it gave me a really strong sense of, the strength of community on these pages. There's a real feeling that if you were ever in trouble with teaching or otherwise, that someone would step in, someone would send you a message of support, or just friendliness, just make sure that you're okay, which is, I think, quite unusual, really. The support and the guidance isn't just on Facebook though, and when I reached out for these messages, so many people came back to me with stories about their contact person at Wales. And one in particular stood out to me, and that was of Karla, who I'm actually in quite, I consider her a friend now, and her support person Annie. So Karla had absolutely nothing but lovely things to say about Annie, who she's had as her support person for over a year now. And because they've built up such a great bond, Annie knows that Karla is an amazing, dedicated teacher, and if something goes wrong, Annie goes out of her way. But more importantly, Karla said that Annie has been an incredible support to her through the, this difficult coronavirus period, offering emotional guidance, to her family as well, and offering suggestions on how she can keep safe, which I think is just so heartwarming. And I was so touched to hear this. It's quite unusual that something like this happens that affects the whole world, and to have that kind of connection with a culture that's gone through it so recently, and who are so willing to help and to support, I think it's just so human and so lovely. And I got so many of these stories when I reached out for them, and I don't have time to tell all of them, and I wish I could. But just the daily acts of kindness and generosity on the kind of online communities never fails to astound me. And now more than ever, we need these little shows of affection and genuine friendship and connection. Because as sad as these days are, and as difficult as our lives have become, there will always be people helping, and that's exactly what I've seen among the Wales English teachers and the support staff. But yeah, I hope that that's given you a bit of a sense of how inclusive and how connected everyone is at Wales English, and maybe has encouraged you to send an application. All of the links will be in the caption. Give us a like or a subscribe, and it's been lovely to talk to you. Bye.